What would you do with billions in stolen Bitcoin? Jimmy Jong decided to live a lavish life, spending hundreds of thousands on wild parties for his friends. But in November 2021, this life would come unraveled after IRS agents raided the property. There, they made the largest cryptocurrency seizure in history, recovering over $3.36 billion. So how did Jimmy Jong manage to steal over $3 billion in Bitcoin? And how did an $800 transaction cause him to lose it all? Before his downfall, Jimmy Jong was known for his extravagant lifestyle. He had a Lake Lanier home. When he needed to travel, he had an entire fleet of high-end cars and boats. When he went out, he didn't just buy shots for his friends. He bought drinks for everyone in the bar. This was just the start of his epic spending. When his favorite sports team, the Georgia Bulldogs, made it into the 2018 Rose Bowl, he took his friends on the ultimate trip. He rented a private plane and a luxury Airbnb. He even gave his friends $10,000 each to spend on Rodeo Drive. But there was always one thing that puzzled his friends. Jimmy didn't have a job. So how was this kind of over-the-top spending possible? 6 years earlier, in 2012, Jimmy was exploring the notorious site Silk Road. This black market allowed people to buy and sell almost anything. Jimmy was hooked. One day, Jimmy discovered a major flaw in the site. He found a problem in the withdrawal system. This, he realized, could be an easy way to grow a fortune. The approach was simple: create a fake account, then deposit a few Bitcoin. During the withdrawal, he tricked the system into processing the request multiple times. Using this, he could turn 500 coins into 2,000 coins easily. Jimmy couldn't believe his luck. By 2012, he had gained around 51,680 Bitcoins through this hack. At the time, this was worth around $620,000. But Jimmy's good luck didn't end there. Over the next few years, the Bitcoin market would rally. The value of his coins soared to over $3.1 billion. Better yet, the authorities had no idea who owned the account. It seemed like Jimmy had pulled off the perfect digital heist. But in 2019, a bizarre incident would expose the cracks within his seemingly perfect life. Jimmy's opulent lifestyle wasn't just about showing off his wealth. He was desperate to be liked. Luxury hotel stays and expensive gifts were his way of rewarding his friends. While he thought these relationships were genuine, in March 2019, he got a rude awakening. He found someone had stolen 150 Bitcoins worth around $600,000. It seemed like one of his friends had betrayed him. Jimmy was desperate to find out who it was, so he reported the crime to the police. The local police had no idea how to deal with the theft of Bitcoin. Though they tried to investigate, they couldn't find any leads. But across the country, another investigation had just hit a major breakthrough. The IRS criminal investigation knew about the Silk Road hack. Though the public ledger let them track the wallet holding the stolen Bitcoin, they struggled to progress. The account owner was smart. They'd routinely take the money from account to account, skimming a little off the top each time. Though the authorities could track these movements, they had no idea who owned the accounts. But in September 2019, Jimmy messed up. He opened an account with an exchange that followed Know Your Customer laws and withdrew $800. Suddenly, the authorities had his name and address. But this wasn't enough to convict Jimmy. The authorities needed to find the missing Bitcoin, so they came up with a cunning plan. They convinced Jimmy they were there to help him find his missing Bitcoin. As they toured the property wearing hidden cameras, the agents kept their eyes peeled for hidden compartments. Shockingly, Jimmy decided to brag to the agents, pointing them to a computer with a crypto account worth $60 million. That was enough to grant the IRS agents a warrant. In November 2021, Jimmy's world came crashing down. IRS agents raided his house, going over every inch of the property. Their big break came in an unexpected location. A metal popcorn bucket contained the computer with the stolen crypto. Jimmy pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 1 year in prison. The US government offered to reunite the Silk Road owners with their stolen crypto. Unsurprisingly, no one came forward to claim the funds, so the government sold the Bitcoin off, earning around $3.36 billion